Hey peeps, Pinkolol16 here on another blooper of Starman3's to commentate over. We're on blooper 46. 46! That's amazing. 36. Funny, 10 bloopers before 46. Haha, even though it's really not 10 videos. Anywho, let's start. Let me turn the volume up. Just gonna turn some of my volume down so then I can start commentating at a reasonable volume. I want you to be able to hear me and the video as well. Because of all these characters, it's a little difficult to keep track of them all. When they're not very consistent and or, you know, important. By this point, he's totally forgotten about Chester and all of the OCs, like Alberto and all that. He literally wants nothing but YouTubers. It's showtime! Finally, a conflict! Oh, finally! We have a clear resolution after all this time! This implies that there's more than one YouTuber. It wouldn't be unreasonable to assume that there may have been more than one, but it was a pretty weak fireball, and it was one, and it destroyed your ship. I'm pretty sure that just shows a sign of weakness from you guys, unless that was just a test run. I've already told you that fading like this doesn't work because you see the line here. This guy who suddenly appeared, Chance Forever, he's just gonna like appear once and then never again. Just like Matthew G4, even though he appeared for like 2 videos, but he's gone now. Yep, he's alive! Shadow Luigi is now alive! With a new color code. Probably number 2 of the 5 that I found. I guess that very long pile of bodies on the flagpole only need 1-up mushrooms given to them and then they can come back to life! With a giant pole in their body! It changed, cause color codes. Wait a minute, you're not gonna, question the fact that his overalls are now lighter? So if you sit in the sun for too long, your hair turns yellow. I guess Mario and everyone else should have, yellow hair. See, now they're suddenly black shaded. Don't ask me how this is, but it's somehow a thing. Wait a minute. Why are they shown earlier in the video as, like, normal people and then this guy's just suddenly the one guy? And you're probably gonna ask this question too. There is one guy, and this was even in Blooper 46, that they like to colloquially refer to as the blooper stopper. It sounds really weird because they're now all being referred to as that. But despite all of the doppelgangers' name changes, this guy constantly gets attributed to as the blooper stopper, and it was for a really, really silly joke that was eventually probably canned. But this is probably that guy. The blooper stopper is literally just this color code, and they never ever changed this guy to a doppelganger. He's just a blooper stopper. Don't ask me how this is. They just wanted to somehow keep the name and the color code, Even though they reveal this in like a couple videos time. And I'm not going to question how they got this mysterious Dark Ball from, because they're supposed to be a mysterious gang. So having powers coming out of nowhere is reasonable for them. Starman3's star that came out of nowhere, it's a power, it literally came from a power star. This was the start of his little, I'm going to power myself up to ridiculous degrees. Shtick. I'm also not going to blame these effects here because he's not a good green screen fighter. Wow! It moved so slow, and it didn't even come from that angle too. Wow! Watch this, he's dead from one dark ball thing! Supposedly, days later. So, apparently, very suddenly, out of nowhere, Starman3 is dead. From a dark ball that didn't even come from the right angle. I'm not gonna... angle aside. He's somehow dead for some reason. He's gonna do this a lot in the next couple of bloopers. People are gonna die, and then they're suddenly gonna come back to life. I guess he went through this phase of what would it be like if some people died and then they came back. See, I sense! Isn't that just a godly hint to the fact that all of them are just psychically linked and know what each other is thinking? What's the point of asking questions? Where's Shadow Luigi? Shouldn't he be coming in and telling them, hey, Starman3's dead, I'm really sorry to tell you this news? Wow, way to twist the story. What? Then why build to the fact that he's dead? If he's not dead, then what? Just call it a teleportation ball. So he suddenly dies, then apparently he's telling them to warn them that he's dead, and then he's suddenly teleported inside the ship or the base? Wasted effort. So apparently now we know that he wanted to keep himself alive because he doesn't want to think of himself as dead. Apparently, Teleportation Ball that came from the wrong angle has now teleported him through a very not death sequence into this base. I guess you could say that, since you're inside, but there's no locks. Jeez, you like using death a lot in this. Who? What? It's somebody underneath, I know it. Yep. Another person who is never gonna appear again after a few videos. Yeah, you disguise as the blooper stoppers to get past them. That's a smart decision. I'm not making fun of that. Wow, real good masking there. There's no lines this time, but they're still pretty far away from each other, and you can still tell the depth perception from the amount of pixels you're seeing of them on the screen. Darktooth is talking to a wall. Hey, why don't you use your magical powers, give both of you a disguise, and then rendezvous out of there? To the people in the castle who keep running out and coming back in at every opportune time. Well, I'm pretty sure it scared the crud out of the people who were thinking he was a guy who was on the opposing team. I'm pretty sure it was a good trick too. Now get out of there, both of you. Masking! Dude, I'm pretty sure that since you can see the color code now, he's actually a good guy. Masking! Hold on. So anyway, let's continue. Yes, seems more reasonable now that you can see his color code properly. Yep, very smart decision. Now they're all suddenly the dark shade people. Forget the fact that they were lighter shaded people before. Yeah, brawl fight. The Alomar is the dark tooth guy. So Bluetooth, oh no, Dark Tooth is secretly an Alomar. Right, a brawl fight. So, when does this end? Wow, this goes on for a minute. 2 minutes! Okay, wait, now we're ending at like 2 minutes. Weren't you in a ship? Wait a minute. Is he implying that their base is right in their castle? Or is this supposed to be a transition where he portaled away from there? It has to be a portal, because there is no way the base is right in their castle. They literally smashed into the castle. How would they make a base in there? I'm gonna go by the assumption that he portaled there. There is no way they can have a base inside the castle. It was a transition. Up there. If you're telling him to come to you, then it will be up here? Which way are you going? Did you die or did you get teleported? You got teleported, so don't say you died. You went unconscious and got teleported to their base. If you're reaffirming that he's your cousin, then yes. But if you're asking who he is, then why did you just say his name? If you can't hear me, why did you just say his name? Watch this. It's going to be another character who's going to completely vanish. Nick Luigi, he refers to him as. Lag. The Blooper Stoppers are supposedly attacking, but they're not anymore. I guess they're coming up with their new plan to try and capture him again soon. Of course you would know. Should also put an extra warning line. There are Blooper Stoppers attacking, so maybe we shouldn't go outside, but maybe we can go to any level. That's sure enough fine. Unless I know how to get into the levels. Here's the example of wow, masking. Watch this. Yay! Enjoy this little family for a bit because soon they'll totally vanish. They will never appear again. These are your friends that you only thought of recently and you will never think of again after a bit. Is that a mask? Okay, I get that. See, there's a mask line here. How very obvious. Who is this anyway? Yep. Wow, what's this? What's this? And this was green screening. That's green screening because his eyes are dark blue. Green screening. Anyway, I'll see you when Roblox goes crazy 12. Yeah, people that you had appear. Oh wait, where was Shadow Luigi in that? Didn't he appear in like the first second of the video? See you in the next video.